Alright, pineapple chicken, pollo con piña. I'm not sure of the origin of this dish, but I'm told it's probably somewhere like Antigua in the Caribbean, but there are versions of it all over the world, and I did do an earlier recipe for this which I'm now repeating in this new format. So things you'll need for this, preferably you'll need some bone-in chicken. So I'm using chicken thighs, 1 kilogram of chicken thighs, so I get a nice few chicken thighs out of that. I've got some fresh coriander leaves which I've chopped up. They're mainly for garnish. I've got a cup full of Caribbean green seasoning, and I'll put a link to that above, how to make that. I've got a ferocious amount of chopped up Scotch bonnet pepper, and I've got some ginger, an onion, and I've got some chopped tomatoes in a can. I've got some coconut milk in a can. If you can lay your hands on fresh, please do. And likewise with the pineapple, I'm using a can of pineapple slices in juice. If you can lay your hands on fresh pineapple, then all the better. Okay, let's get on with it. The first thing I want to do is get this chicken baked off in the oven. I'm just going to bake it off for about half an hour in the oven just to get it started. Alright, I've transferred the chicken pieces to a bowl, and I've given each one a slit and dusted it with some salt and pepper. And what I want to do now is I want to marinate that for a while. So let's get half of my cup of Caribbean green seasoning in there. Okay, let's talk about the spices. I'm going to use Trinidad Chief brand products, and I'm going to use the Trinidad Chief curry powder, a little bit of duck and goat curry powder, and some anchois masala. So let's get those into it and we'll start mixing it up. So I'm going to want, and in here I want 2 teaspoons of curry powder. I only want 1 teaspoon duck and goat in this because this is going to be really hot with the Scotch bonnet peppers anyway, and there's also some Scotch bonnet peppers in the green seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of the duck and goat, and I'm going to put a little bit of anchois masala in now and a little bit in at the end. So I'm going to use about ½ teaspoon of that now, and I'll put another half in towards the end of cooking. Also into there I'm going to put in about 2 ice cubes worth of fresh ground ginger. That's going in, and I give all that a stir. Mix it all well in. If your hands are sensitive, make sure you use kitchen gloves for this. I'm rather used to it. And if you do touch hot chilies, be careful what you touch afterwards, because it's a very strong irritant and it can give you a lot of pain. So I'm mixing that in well, and I'm going to let that sit and marinate there for a couple of hours. Okay, I've transferred it now to the baking tray, and I'm now going to stick that in my oven and roast that for about 30-35 minutes until it starts to brown. Alright, I've got everything chopped up that I need now. I've got my cans opened, everything ready to go. Just so you know, this all goes very quickly once the chicken is browned. You'll need a large cooking pot to cook it all in. I've chopped up my pineapple and I've included the juice with this. Alright, that makes up for the fact that it's not fresh. I've chopped up my onion into slices like this. and I've still got half of my green seasoning. I've got my fresh coriander or dhania. I've got some anchovies masala to add near the end of the cooking process. The lid is off my coconut milk. It is also off my tomatoes. They can just go straight in the pot. And I've got 400 ml of chicken stock to make up the sauce. Alright, once the chicken is out of the oven, I need to get some heat in the pot. And I'm just transferring the chicken all across to the pot. The reason we bake this first is to get all that flavour profile into the chicken. And trust me, it tastes amazing. Right. The other thing I like to do is scrape up all this brown from inside the cooking pot and add that to the pot, because that is all flavour. That's like stock cube in itself. So get that all in. Okay, into the pot I'm just chucking about a tablespoon of coconut oil. And into that goes just about everything else really, apart from the anchovies masala. So in with the tomatoes, in with the onion, in with the last of the green seasoning, the pineapple. I'm adding about 400 ml of chicken stock, my coconut milk, and I'll give that a good old stir. Alright, the things I've got left is I've got some anchovies masala, which needs to go in near the end of the cooking process. I'm going to garnish it at the end with some coriander, some fresh coriander, and I'm going to add the hot pepper a little closer towards the end when I add the anchovies masala. So all I need to do now is bring that lovely pot there to the boil and then turn it down to a low simmer for about half an hour. Alright, let's have a look at this. Oh wow, that's looking good. Okay. Give that a stir. And into that I'm just going to put in my hot peppers. And that's quite a lot of hot pepper. I've put in a whole Scotch bonnet pepper in that. I'm going to add some of my fresh coriander into that. It really finishes this one off really nicely, and just keep a little bit back for garnish. And the next thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of anchovies masala, about a teaspoon of anchovies masala. That's just added in right at the end, and give that a good old stir. Oh, I love the smell of that. That's really great when that hits. Lovely. Super. I'm just going to let that cook for about a minute and then I'll serve it up. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.